Hello, everyone. My name is Casey Walsh, or to your students, Miss Walsh. And I'm here to walk you through the back to school night with info for senior theology. So, a little bit of background information about who I am. This is my second year teaching at Bishop Manogue, and I actually did graduate from Bishop Manogue back in 2011. And from there, I went on to get my bachelor's in history and a minor in theology from Franciscan University. Then I returned to Reno and got my master's in education from Western Governors University. As I said, this is my second year teaching theology. I last year taught 9th and 10th grade, and so this will be my first year teaching 12th grade theology. And I'm really looking forward to these new courses, as well as getting to work with your seniors. So some personal background. I am a 5th generation native Nevadan. I have a huge family, and majority of us do live in Reno. So if you've come across a Walsh before, that would be why. I'm a loving dog owner, and here's a picture of my Bichon puppy named Bear. I enjoy classical and historical literature, and I'm a parishioner of St. Rosa Lima Catholic Church. That would be the church right next to Bishop Manogue, and I've been a parishioner there for most of my life. So an introduction to the 2 different courses we'll be covering this year. Your students will first semester be looking at Catholic social teaching. So that is seeing some of the issues and problems that our world today faces and how the Catholic Church calls upon us to respond to these issues as followers of Christ. And then second semester, we'll be looking at vocations, which is each of your students' individual calls on what they should do with their future, what their purpose here on earth is. Some of the course goals that your students will be going over this year. So by the end of the year, they should be exposed to the world's problems, and from there, challenged to cultivate empathy and compassion. And then with vocations, they will be encouraged to discern what to do with the gifts that they have been given. Here are just a few pointers, tips for success in my class. So first, I encourage your students to be involved. These are real-world problems that are important to real people. So it is important that your students do get invested in the course discussions. Secondly, I ask that they be respectful. This course, by its very nature, is going to cover a lot of political terms and topics. We aren't looking for rhetoric or solutions from either side of the line. We're just going to be looking at how the church calls upon us to respond to these issues with compassion and charity. Third point or tip would be ready, especially with this year and the split style of teaching. If there is a day where your student falls behind or isn't prepared for class, it may be hard for them to recover. And so along with that, I encourage your students to be responsible, to make sure that they are regularly checking Google Classroom and My Backpack to make sure that they are keeping up with the course and aren't falling behind. So some of the new tech that we'll be using this year, and we have already used most of these in class, would be Padlet, and then Nod and Google Enhancement Suite are both applications in Google Meets. Lastly, when it comes to communication, the best way for you to get in contact with me would be through email, and I will try my best to respond within 24 hours. I will also be sending out quarterly theology updates just to let you know how your student is doing in class. And if you do notice that there's an issue on your end or there is a topic that you would like to discuss with me, I am happy to set up virtual meetings if you would need them. But again, by the very nature of the virtual studies, I can't always know if there is an issue going on with your students when they are digital learning. So please do let me know if you notice an issue and we can work things out together. So that's all. I hope you guys have a great year, your students have a great year, that you all stay safe, and that you have a great night. Thank you.